You are all on mute right now, and the whole presentation will be so until the Q&A, the question and answer period. I will explain later how to use this platform and how to ask your questions. So I'll come back and I will explain. So right now, please don't use the chat located at the bottom of your screen unless you have some technical difficulties, and we'll have a look. It would also be good for you to identify yourself. So if you click on your picture and look at the slide that now Bernard will share with you. If you look you click on your picture, and you can actually rename yourself and mention your location. That would be good because it's an international platform. So where you come from. To maximize your experience on this platform and to encourage you I encourage you to go on the speaker view. So you click just next to this little rectangular. You have multiple rectangular and you have a smaller one. So you click there and you will be on speaker view and next to your picture. I also encourage you to go on full screen. So to go on full screen, you go on the top of your frame and, you know, the usual full screen rectangular. But I know you are eager to hear all about this exciting project. So let's welcome our spokesperson, Nicole Bertrand, who is going to share with us the latest information about the Embassy for Extraterrestrial. Nicole, thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Patrick, for this very nice introduction. Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Bernard, who is behind the scene and making sure that everything rolls perfectly tonight. So what is the story behind this intriguing ET Extraterrestrial Embassy project? Why do we suggest to adapt the Vienna Convention for diplomatic relations? How can you help prepare our humanity for the official landing of the awaited extraterrestrial civilization? Those are a few questions, that we will answer tonight. But to put you in the perspective of where we come from with that project, I would like to bring you back to December 1973. What happened on December 13, 1973? This is a major event in the life of one young journalist and in the life of our humanity. This journalist, instead of going to his office, was attracted to go in a different place in the country. And in the sky, he saw something very shiny, a shape of a bell coming down vertically without any noise. And then a trap opened and a human being walked out of this engine. And you have on this picture a beautiful description of what could be considered very close to the identity of this person from another space. So he was invited. His name is Claude Vorillon at that time. He's 27, and he was invited to come on board. And he was told briefly that he has been attracted to go there because there is a very special mission for him. And he was asked to come back for a few days at the same place at the same time without talking to anyone about that and those encounters until ready to write a book. And what was he told by this extraterrestrial? The most important revelation of what he was told is about the origin of life on our planet. Some people think that random evolution brought us all the beauty of this nature. Some people think that an immaterial God created everything. Well, this journalist was told that life on Earth is due to some human beings coming from another planet. Those people were very advanced scientifically. They mastered DNA and genetic engineering. And when they came to Earth, their project was to create life. They started with very, very simple, first of all, vegetal life. And then they started creating animals. And as their technique progressed, they were able to create more complex and even more complex different species. And eventually they decided to create human beings. And the trace of those creators is in the Bible. In the original Bible, their name is Elohim, which means those who came from the sky. They were mistaken for God, but actually they are human beings, but very, very advanced scientifically. And they came with their artists to make sure that their creation would be beautiful. And I'm sure you can all enjoy the beauty of the nature of the different animals and the flowers, and everything that's beautiful and pleasant is thanks to those artists who were able to give some beauty to the scientific creation. So after creating life on Earth, human beings were multiplying, and the Elohim decided to send some messengers to guide our humanity. And you have here a few pictures of some of the different prophets. Prophets means messengers. They all had a message adapted to the time when they came on Earth. And they all prepared our humanity for the time that we have the privilege to be in now. The last prophet is the one that you see on the right. His name is Rael. His previous name was Claude Vorion, and he was renamed Rael, which means the messenger of the Elohim. So he is among us now. We have the privilege to live at the same time as he is. And we have the option to contribute to his mission. Why did they need a prophet now? Well, actually, it's because something very important happened in 1945. And that event was actually not the best event of the history of our humanity. That's when the human being showed that they were able to destroy all form of life on Earth. And this was the beginning of the age of apocalypse, which means revelation. So now that we have some science and we can travel through space, then that we can explore the infinitely small, at least at our level, and understand DNA, the Elohim decided that we were ready to get finally their revelation about our origins. So this is, at that date, August 6, 1945, was the first day of the Age of Revelation. So when Rael was with the Elohim, he was asked to write a book and to eventually spread that message, but he was uncomfortable, and he said, how am I going to convince people that what I'm saying is true? And the answer was, we have been living among human beings, and for instance, in the Himalaya and in the Peru, and this slide here shows to you some of the fantastic artwork that they did underground. The size of it and the magnitude of those cannot have been done by, I don't know what, nobody can explain it except an extraterrestrial intervention. So there are some traces, we just have to look around and connect. It's like a puzzle, you can now connect the pieces together. Once you read what Maître Rael wrote, you will be able to connect all the different questions that you had so far. And the Rael was also told that the Elohim would come with their UFOs more often, and they will be seen by more people at the same time. So since 1945, the number of UFOs that have been observed has raised tremendously. And more people with a lot of credibility dared to say that they saw something, and they are convinced that it has nothing to do with whatever other interpretation some people want to give, except outer space intervention. Also, most recently, we started seeing underground some crop circles. And when you look at those pictures, you cannot not be impressed. Those pictures are humongous, the size of it, the precision, the beauty of it. It cannot have been done by a funny farmer overnight, and not even overnight, because those circles, those drawings have been done during the night, but very quickly. So look at those. It can only be from also outer space intervention. And it shows that they can have fun. I'm sure they have fun doing that and watching our reactions. And it shows that they are not violent. And if some of you are afraid of them, you can be reassured, but because Raël was told that when a civilization is capable of escaping their own solar system, they are positively peaceful people. So whoever comes to visit us, they come in peace, they observe us, and they have a plan. And after meeting for 6 days in a row in 1973, Raël was asked to write a book. He started writing a book in 1973. Then he had another encounter in 1975, where at that time he was taken for 24 hours on the planet of those people who come from the sky, our creators. So he wrote a second book in French at the beginning, and this book in English, Intelligent Design, combines the two books that were written in French. So you can download them for free. It's very easy. And when you start reading, be prepared to not sleep too much, because it's such a pleasure to read. And you will probably have the same reaction as most people who read it and say, wow, finally something that we can understand and start believing. Stop believing in it. Now, those Elohim said that they created us, that now we can understand and stop believing in God, because they are not gods, they are human beings. And they would like to return on this planet, but they will not just appear anywhere. They want to make sure that we want to welcome them. And that's why they ask Raël to gather people and prepare our humanity for their comeback in an embassy. Already in 1990, one crop circle was very indicative of the plan of the embassy. If you look at that drawing on the top, and this is exactly the model of the embassy. The first part in the front of the bottom of the picture, this is a welcome area. Then there is a corridor for aseptization that leads to the conference room, where people from our planet will meet with the creators from their planet. So that's where the journalists, the media, and the politicians, the most, the leaders of the most important country of the planet will meet with the Elohim. And behind, this is the place where they will live among us. They want to stay here and talk for what they have to deliver to us, which is a fantastic message of peace on earth. And also they want to share their technology and their science to help us grow faster and get into the golden age as soon as possible. So that embassy project, we have been working, the Raelians have been working on it for many, many years, but more specifically since the year 2000. What happened on that year? We actually built a beautiful file that was sent to the leaders of all the countries on this planet, explaining the project of building an embassy for extraterrestrials and asking them if they would like to host this embassy. This was done the first time in the year 2000, and then we did it again on 2011 with an updated version. What are we asking to those leaders? Not very much, actually. We just need about 4 square kilometers of land that we can buy. And if they want to give us, we will not say no. And we want that piece of land to be considered like any other embassy in any country and have what we call the extraterritoriality. Now, in order to achieve that, we have been thinking a lot, how can we make sure that all the countries will agree and respect the extraterritoriality of this embassy for extraterrestrial? So the way we approach it is that at this moment, there's something existing already, a set of rules called the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. What is that? It's actually a series of articles that have been agreed upon by 190 states on this planet as of 2014. Every country that has an embassy can play by those rules, and every other country have to respect those rules. Those who ratified it, they say, we agree to respect the rules. What kind of rules, actually? I wish to give you an example of it. And two articles brought my attention to something very concrete. It's kind of technical, the document is, but the Article 22 is very interesting. It says the premises of a diplomatic mission, such as an embassy, are inviolable and must not be entered by the host country except by permission of the head of mission. Furthermore, the host country must protect the mission from intrusions or damage. The host country must never search the premises nor seize its documents or property. Article 27 says something a little different, but very concrete. The host country must permit and protect free communication between the diplomats of the mission and their home country. So there's a lot of articles in the Vienna Convention. And the question is, since we have already 190 states on this planet who ratified this document, how can we modify, adapt this convention so that it can include an embassy for extraterrestrials? That's where the Raelian movement is very proactive. And recently, a few days ago, a document was sent to the Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Ban Ki-moon. This is called the Optional Protocol Concerning Embassies for Extraterrestrials. What does that mean? Like technical words, but it means a way to agree upon a draft for discussion. And optional means let's put some options, let's open the possibilities already guaranteed by the Vienna Convention. The letter that was with this document was basically asking to the Secretary General to start a discussion with the different countries who ratified the Vienna Convention and ask them to start thinking about the possibility of including in the text some paragraph, especially to assess the question of a civilization from another planet. And that document is also very technical, but I'll try to give it a little meat for you. And for instance, I like specifically article number 1, who specifies that the word intrusion found in Article 22 that I just read for you includes exclusion of any intrusion by military radar coverage of the premises and the airspace above that embassy. This is a more explicit description of extraterritoriality. And the other article that I like also very much is Article 3, it stipulates that any country who desires to build an embassy for an extraterrestrial civilization can do so. And so those who will sign for that, they basically agree that anyone who wants to do it can do it by itself or by delegating an organization established for that purpose to do it. If the construction is being done before the official arrival of the extraterrestrial civilization, the host country or the appointed organization will nominate a caretaker who will be in charge of the current administrative affair of the mission. And then it goes on saying that the day of the arrival of the extraterrestrial civilization, the ownership of the premises of the embassy will be transferred by the host country to the extraterrestrial head of mission, and the appointment of the caretaker will be terminated. So it gives you a little taste of the document that those countries with the Secretary General hopefully will start discussing soon. So can you imagine a convention where all the countries, not 190 countries, receive a letter and they are called to meet together to discuss an adaptation of the Vienna Convention in order to include civilizations from outer space. It will be fantastic. I'm sure everybody will be aware of it through televisions, through media. And they spend so much money on this planet trying to make contact with another civilization. It's just common sense that they go further than that and they say, well, yeah, okay, once they answer, hello, we're here, what do? We have to be ready to welcome them peacefully on our planet. So that's the project, the most updated step that the Raelian movement with the approval of Maître Aya Raël has taken in the direction of building this embassy for our creators. Now we can ask ourselves, even if tomorrow a country said, here is the piece of land, even if tomorrow this country said, we guarantee you extraterritoriality, even if tomorrow the 190 countries who ratified the Vienna Convention said, we will respect this project and we will not have any kind of intrusion, will the Elohim come on this planet? Not yet. Are we ready? No, we're not ready yet. There's a lot of work to be done. Even if we hope to see them come among us as soon as possible, two major steps have to be reached first. The first part of the mission of Raël is to spread that knowledge all over the planet. And all the members of the Raelian movement who want to do it can do it by actively talking to their friends, their family, through the internet, to anyone who looks interested in something different than the official versions of the origin of life, to share that knowledge. Why is that? Because so many people are still afraid of what comes from another planet, and they are themselves possibly also on the defensive or even aggressive. And you just have to watch the different movies and Star Wars and all that. So we have to change our mind, our culture about people coming from space. They are very peaceful. They want to come among us only if we reach a good level of peace on this planet. On that path, there is a lot of work to be done, and the Raelians are also doing major steps to try to improve our chances of survival. Let's be frank, there is more than needed on this planet to destroy it so many times. How many times can we destroy it? What a shame it would be, because this creation from the Elohim is so fantastic, so beautiful. A lot of people are very conscious and very peaceful. Unfortunately, they are not the one who decides most of the time about building more weapons of mass destruction or using it. But we're trying very, very carefully and actively and intensively to spread that knowledge and gather people who want peace on earth, to want to meditate with us for peace. This is one of the actions initiated by Maître Raël recently to help raise our chances of survival and possibly all witness together the arrival of the Elohim on earth in the embassy that we want to build for them. This is a great project. This brings a lot of hope to a lot of people who are asking themselves, what's the purpose of life? What are we doing here? Where are we going with that? And once you find and once you read the message given by Raël, it might give a sense to your life too, and you're welcome to join us in this fantastic effort. We cannot just sit and wait. All of us, we can do something, a little something every day to bring peace in ourselves first and around us and bring awareness of this fantastic project. So I will stop here and we will now view a beautiful video. It's about 5 minutes that will summarize it. You will have also the chance to hear directly from Raël his testimony about this encounter and the project of the embassy. And we'll be back with you in a few minutes for your questions. Thank you for your attention.
Hundreds of thousands of people around the world believe, as all aliens do, that we were created by advanced scientists from another planet who made us in their image. Those extraterrestrial creators mentioned in the Bible as the Elohim have continued throughout history to monitor our progress and have also sent us messengers, including Jesus, the Buddha, Mohammed, and a few dozen others throughout the centuries. Each messenger brought humanity a message appropriate for the level of human understanding prevailing at the time. Our current level of knowledge prompted our extraterrestrial creators to send one last messenger, Raël. His mission is to tell human beings the truth about our origins and to communicate our creators' desire to meet with us, accompanied by all the ancient prophets they will bring with them, as announced in various religions and traditional scriptures found on all continents. But before the Elohim officially visit us, we must build an embassy in a world of peace, which will become the third temple predicted in ancient writings.
They look like us because they created us in their image, like the Bible explains. And these people came on the earth a very long time ago. They built big laboratories, and in these laboratories, thanks to DNA and genetic combination, they created all life on earth. It means trees, animals, and man in their image. The original Bible, you can find one very easily. It's not written the first day God did that, but the first day Elohim did that. The second day Elohim did that. And in Hebrew, Elohim means those who came from the sky. They asked me if possible to build this embassy near Jerusalem, because it's for them a very important place. They had, the first laboratory was made, the Garden of Eden is in the Bible, was near Jerusalem. It's up to us. We have the choice. They are not invaders. They respect us. So they will come only if we want to welcome them. And the people who are ready will help you. We don't need to convince all the mankind. We cannot convert all the mankind. And you cannot convert. Jesus couldn't, Moses couldn't, Muhammad couldn't. So you have just to find the right people, they are at the right place to bring them together and they will help you. We already are 20,000 and we will build this embassy.
Such is the mission of Rael and those who have decided to help him, the members of the International Raelian Movement. Your country could be the host of this embassy and benefit from the tens of billions of dollars that it will bring in additional revenue. The host country will also forever have the prestige of being the one who dared welcome those who created us, and in doing so, will offer a very great service to humanity. The host country will need to grant the Raelian Movement a very small amount of land, approximately 4 square kilometers, for the purpose of building a peace-loving embassy where the residents and visitors will have privacy and diplomatic neutrality. The country granting the necessary extraterritoriality and authorization for the embassy to be built within its territory will not only benefit financially, but enjoy the protection of the Elohim. It will become the spiritual and scientific center of the planet for millennia to come, and happiness will prevail within its borders. This can be your country. To know more about the Elohim Embassy project, please contact us at ElohimEmbassy.org.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Nicole, for sharing this fascinating information. I imagine that many of you have some questions, and we'll have a chance to express in a moment. So let me explain how this is going to happen. Well, you have in your, when you position your mouse at the bottom of your screen, you can see an icon mentioned participant. So click on that. When you click on that, you have a window that pops up. At the bottom of this window, you have a little text saying, raise your hand. So click on that when you're ready. And then I will see that and monitor all the hands, and I will give you the turn each and every time. So let's try to be for one question, a short question, and then we'll try to give a chance to everyone to speak. So thank you. So now you have the chance to do that and ask your first question. Who will start? So you see where to go. You go under participants, then you raise your hand, and I hope I can see everybody doing that. No questions now? Yeah, usually the first question brings another one. And so, Nicole, well, I always have a question. You know, each time I listen to you, I have more questions coming up in my mind. But I'm very excited about this project, and I just want it to happen now. So what does it take to happen, and what's the timeline? What's the deadline?
Thank you, Patrick, and everyone. Feel comfortable. There's only good questions. The timeline, yes, I also would like to see this embassy built tomorrow. I can't wait to see them. Timeline, as I said previously, we have a few steps to do. The Elohim said it will happen before the year 2035. So we're very close to it. It will happen during our generation. And it will be probably the most fantastic day of the history of our humanity. Can you imagine all the people of this planet at the same time, either being present around the embassy or watching it on their TV or their phone or I don't know, their watch. At that time, there will be watches with we have it almost for everyone now. So anyways, people will be aware and connected at the same time to see the landing of the Elohim with with their prophets. As promised in most of the religions, their prophet will come back one day. And since they are the ones who sent them, and they are the ones who keep them alive on their planet. They promised they would come back with all the profits. So what it takes to do it, well, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of patience, a lot of love for them. And we need to gather more people who are willing to do whatever they can. All the Raelians who are already helping Rael are volunteering. There is no salary. We all have a job, and we do it in our free time at night during the weekends. And as much as we can, everyone who wants to chip in, we can do it. And the little things that we think that make no difference, they are the ones who make a difference, because it adds up, and the synergy is very good. We can't wait. So you're welcome to offer your help, whatever skills you have. I'm sure we will find something that you will like to do and that will be useful.
Great, great. Oh, I have a hand that got raised, several hands, you see? It's just the first question, and then we have more. So I have the first hand with a gentleman called Owner. So would you like to identify yourself and saying where you're calling from? I unmute you, and you can talk now if you wish to identify yourself. Owner? That's all what I see from you, Owner. I just lowered your hand. Do you want to speak? If you cannot speak, if you don't have a microphone, you can use the chat box. Again, by moving your mouse at the bottom of your screen, you have a chat box if you don't have a microphone. Okay, I cannot hear you. Okay, here is a... Yes, I see your chat. Hello. I could not hear you, so if you have a question, you can certainly type it. How many countries are in this world? What do you mean exactly? How many countries there are in this world? Do you want to answer that? You know what I think, Nicole, I believe that maybe you ask how many countries have been contacted already with this project. Maybe that could be it. So do you have an answer for us about that?
Okay. Now the question is more precise. How many countries are recognized by the Vienna Convention?
Yes.
Actually, I will rephrase it differently. The Vienna Convention has been ratified, which means signed and approved by 190 countries as of 2014. So it's a lot of countries. Just a few small countries are missing, mostly small islands who did not yet sign the convention. I think it's 5 or 6. And to have more precision, yes, you can go on the internet and just type Vienna Convention, and you will have more details about who did not participate yet. But for the purpose of this lecture, I don't go through a full description. It had to be summarized. Does that answer your question, Owner?
He asked how many countries there are in the world, and somebody answered 196 countries.
Well, we're very close to what I said.
Yes.
I know 190 are already agreeing with the Vienna Convention, and I think I read 6 countries did not ratify it. So we're very close to the count.
Excellent. Does somebody else has a question? I saw before a hand that was raised by Diane. You still have your question, Diane? Okay, I have another question, Diane from Toronto. You want to ask your question, Diane? I will lower your hand and unmute your microphone. Go ahead.
Yes, I would love to know if we have heard from Ban Ki-moon, since we have send him our letter and package?
I would like to know it too, which means I don't know. I didn't have a feedback yet, but I'm sure if you want to be connected with us, it's very easy. Just reach the Raëlian movement of your country and go to rael.org if you want to find out how to reach us, and you can ask this question to the representative guide of your region. We will hopefully know from him, but so far I don't know.
It's been just recently done, huh, Nicole? I mean, it's been just 2 weeks ago or something?
Less than that.
Yes.
I think last Tuesday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So he was on holiday, I heard. No, just kidding. All right. Thank you very much, Nicole, for that. Anybody else has a question? Please go ahead. Don't hesitate to raise your hand, and I'll give you a chance to talk. Okay. I saw a hand before, but it disappeared. Okay. Here we go. We have another one coming up via chat. By owner, okay. Taiwan is not considered as a country, okay. Not sure how to answer that. Okay, well, yeah, Nicole.
I don't know either. I don't know either. It's a little peripheric to our goal tonight, so
yes,
I cannot discuss that.
That's it. Okay, so Nicole, well, I have a question because I wonder what is going to happen, after these extraterrestrial civilization land on Earth. Is it like many changes, I suppose? But can you explain to us a little bit more about what kind of changes we can expect? Because I can imagine that there are so many countries who will not have access to, they are still thinking about an old way of living their life, and all of a sudden we have this advanced technology, and I don't know, I just have curious about how all that will happen, if it's clear enough here. Question.
Well, I will answer to what I understood, if you allow me, Patrick. Once the LOM are here, it means that we will have reached already a good level of peace on Earth. So let's imagine that among the 196 countries, 190 already destroyed their weapons of mass destruction, and they agreed for no more atomic stupidity. For weapons, they can use the atomic energy, but not to kill other people. So if only 190 agree, and one of the remaining countries has atomic bomb or weapons, there will have to be something done about that. So hopefully the presence of the LOM will accelerate the status of peace, total 100% peace on this planet, once they see who they are and once they understand what great life they can enjoy if they accept them as peaceful creators of life on Earth. Hopefully they will also disarm themselves. Now, they tell us that on their planet, thanks to their technological advance and their science, they found a way to build robots who do all the jobs that most human beings are doing now. And they say that we can do the same thing if we decide to stop spending our money into weapons and we start using it for research and development, for instance. So probably gradually most people will enjoy more vacation until everybody is on full-time vacation. Because if robots can do your work, why would you work if you can enjoy what they produce for free? And that's what happens on their planet. Nobody is working unless those who like to work, like artists, they use their body. It's their work, but it's their passion. They don't do it for money because they don't need money on their planet. Everything is provided for free by the society, and thanks to the robots who work day and night. They just recharge their batteries and they go on, and they don't ask for vacation, and they don't have unions, and they just work because they are robots. And why do they have that? Well, because they decided that they also wanted to enjoy their life. And it's like everybody would suddenly, gradually probably, go on vacation, on retirement, for life. There are so many beautiful things that we like to do when we are on vacation, and we always think that it's too short. So that kind of society, we call it for the moment paradism. It's like paradise on earth, where people don't spend their life working most of the time in jobs that they don't like, just to pay for their rent or buy their food and their clothes. One day, those robots, like 3D printing, is already so advanced. It's amazing. Just a few examples. We could spend another evening completely to talk about paradism, but
maybe we should.
yeah, it could be. It could be done. It just needs some political will to go in that direction. And I know that there are some projects to stop paying for the armies so that we can have more money to go into a scientific and technological direction to give freedom to human beings so that they can be creative. Unless you're passionate about what you're doing, there's no reason to work. So gradually people will stop working and they will just watch the robots do their job, and they will laugh like crazy because they will have so much time to go fishing and to just have a little garden if they want it, or to do some drawing if they have some artistic skills, just to have fun. We have been created to enjoy life. And that's one step. And this step will come also with possibly the need for people to learn how to enjoy the moment. Most of people around us, they spend their day thinking about the past, mostly regretting something, or being anxious about the future. So we will have to learn about enjoying the moment. And the teaching that the Elohim gave to Rahel for that purpose, to help us being happy in the moment, will probably need to be shared by more people so that they will be happy. Happiness you cannot buy. So people say, if money disappears, I would be very unhappy. Well, because probably they think that happiness comes from their bank account, but it comes from inside. So there will certainly be some teaching of meditation and kind of natural wisdom that will have to be shared. That's what comes to my mind for the moment, Patrick.
Wow, Nicole, what you are telling me here is like, very enticing. So I want that to happen sooner rather than later. And I'm in for that, for sure. It sounds really good. I won't have any problem to think of other things to do than work, for sure. Well, I got two more questions here, and then that will be all the time we have. So Tak from Chicago is asking which countries have been contacted, and have any of them responded? And if so, what was their response?
Actually, all the countries of the planet have been contacted twice. The first time in the year 2000, they all received a beautiful document. I think it's about 35 pages describing the embassy, what is exactly the need, and how it could be a very good source of income for the country. And a beautiful document in 2000 and also in 2011. So they all received it. Now, a few of them contacted the assistant of Metraya Rahel, and they showed some interest in offering a piece of land Some of them want to sell, some of them want to give it for free. So the piece of land, to summarize, the piece of land is not a problem. The part that is more difficult is the extraterritoriality. Though those countries, some of them I know of, are probably not the ones that have not ratified the Vienna Convention. Though they know about embassies, they still have questions about embassies for an extraterrestrial civilization. So there are some discussions between our side and their side. It's all, of course, confidential, but some discussion more around the topic of extraterritoriality. And that will be, according to Rael, that will be the most difficult part of the project, because it means if one country, like, let's say, we have a lot of people I see here from Canada. If Canada decides to offer a piece of land and they say, we are a sovereign country and we can decide if who will have an embassy on our planet, and they decide to open a piece of land to extraterrestrial, they still have to be convinced that the rest of the planet will respect this embassy and consider it as seriously as any other embassy from Japan or China or anywhere else, which is not yet there. So the step that we have to bring awareness on all over the planet by modifying, adapting the Vienna Convention with the optional protocol, as I explained earlier, will certainly help those countries who say, I'm ready to give you the land, I'm ready to give you the extraterritoriality, but I'm not capable of guaranteeing that everyone else will respect it. And once we do that progress in that direction, it could go very fast. But for now, we're pushing in that direction.
Yes, exactly. Okay, well, thank you. I have one last question for you, Nicole. Mm-hmm. And this is from Sylvie Elliott from Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just need to unmute you, of course. Here we go, Sylvie, you're on.
Okay. What will happen right after the Elohim come in their embassy?
Well, their project is to meet with the leaders of our most important countries, with the media, to be known and accepted, and they want to share their science and their technology. So I don't know if you want more precisely, Sylvie, but what I described previously answering Patrick goes in that direction. I don't know, I cannot predict the future. I know their intention is to show us all the different prophets that were created and kept alive on their planet, and they want to meet with our politicians, and they want to be seen and understood for what they are. And the myth of God will be definitely terminated with their arrival. But Rael himself is saying, for those who believe in God and think that there is only one immaterial God, when they will see the Elohim, they might just think that this is Hollywood production if they are not ready to accept that reality. It's possible, but that's okay if they think like that. We cannot force people to think and to accept. We cannot force them to understand the nature of the Elohim and why they were mistaken for gods. We can only hope that demystifying it will not be too much of a shock, because if you imagine people who are praying God sincerely for years and years and years, the day they realize that God has a body and has hair and they eat also, and they, that God is human and God is alive, for them it's difficult. It could be a shock, and some of them might refuse it. So it's one other aspect that their arrival will unify all the religions, because they are behind all the prophets. They are the ones who sent all the prophets, and they want the religious wars to stop. Of course, it's probably an abomination for them to see how many crimes are committed in the name of God or Yahweh or Allah or all that. So hopefully we will by ourselves understand all that and be peaceful enough to welcome them as they deserve, as our parents from the sky. And hopefully we'll be able to meet with them as soon as possible during our generation to enjoy their presence and their science and make this planet a real paradise where no more children will starve, where no more war, no more violence, just harmony, fun, and peace on this planet. That's the biggest project for our humanity. And you can count on me. I will be there until it happens.
Yeah, and me too, Nicole, and certainly working towards this peace and harmony on this planet. This is so much of a need right now, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here with us and taking your time to enlighten us on this topic. It's we could go all night, I suppose, because it's fascinating, and maybe we'll have another interview with you and see how this project progress. And in the meantime, thank you all of you for being here and for your interest as well. Now, I encourage you to go a little bit deeper and go on our website if you want to. Website is the etembassy.org. On that website, you will find information about our worldwide awareness campaign. And if you click on the home button, it will take you to our main website, which gives you access to more in-depth information, as well as giving you a choice of watching more videos. Now, if you want to help further, like Nicole mentioned, you can contact us at this following email: embassyday@gmail.com, embassyday@gmail.com. And this is typed by Bernard in your chat box, so you can copy paste that particular email. So that's all the time we have. Thank you again, everyone, and thank you, Nicole, and thank you, Bernard, for your help as well. So wish you a good day, good night, depending on where you are on the planet. Thank you, and goodbye.